Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. If you usually watch my videos, and if you are new to my channel, my name is Norma and I'm the owner of Norma's Diary. Chances are you are looking for a budget video, or you already have my product and you're checking out my content, or you find me on TikTok. But anyways, it's fine. Thank you so much and I am grateful to have you here. So today I just wanted to do just a quick video to explain what is the cash envelope system. I did receive a comment. The reason why I'm actually doing this video is because of the comments that I received on TikTok, where someone asked me if I withdraw all of my salary and then I put everything in envelopes, like how do I do this method? So I just thought I should explain. Now obviously it won't be the same for everyone. It wouldn't make sense for me to withdraw my money because of the automatic deductions that happen with like my car insurance, etc. So it wouldn't make sense for me to withdraw money, put it in an envelope written car or car insurance, and then deposit back into my account. So basically how I do it is I withdraw my variable expenses. Variable expenses are the expenses that change month to month. So like your food, like your petrol, eating out, like events, so things like that. So what I have here is my daily binder where I have my daily expenses. This is what I withdraw my money into. So if you have a look over here, I've got petrol as one of my envelopes. I've got eating out as one of my envelopes. I've got vouchers. I've got groceries. I've got beauty. I've got Tide, and I've got change. So I don't have rent or electricity or things like that I can do online payments with. But the reason why this method works is because these expenses here, you can go over budget if you do not withdraw your money. Let me tell you how. So if you go to the grocery shop and you have a list of groceries you want to buy and you have a budget of 1,000 Rand on whatever you're buying. But if the groceries are over by 1,085 Rand, it just sounds like it's just 85 Rand, right? Let me just swipe that. Now you've gone over your budget. So the reason why I don't practice the swiping method when it comes to food, eating out, etc., it's because it's easy to go over your budget on things like that. Now for rent, it's a fixed income. It's a fixed amount, for your car, it's a fixed amount. So things like that, you can't go over budget, because if I write down my rent is 6125, that's usually my rent. It will never go over budget unless there's something that I already spoke with my landlord, where someone's going to come and clean our yard, someone's going to come and clean our roof that I need to pay for, but then I'm going to add it into my budget for that month. So that is usually on my discretion. It's not like I could just go over budget on my rent just by mistake. So things like that, like petrol, etc., you can end up going over budget, not because you plan to, but it's just because it's what it is, and you're trying to eliminate that by using cash. So that is a cash envelope system. Now also, what is a budget? I think a lot of people sometimes they get a little confused on what is a budget. Is it a certain percentage? I know that when I look on Pinterest and I type budget, I see 20% on savings, 30% on variable expenses, 50% on your bills. Those percentages restrict you because your budget is not the same as mine, and my budget won't be the same as my mom, and no one's budget is the same. A budget is very personal, so you have to cater it to your daily lifestyle. So your rent amount won't be the same as mine. Your income won't be the same as mine. Then why am I giving you a certain percentage for where your income should go? When maybe you are getting paid 10,000 and I'm getting paid 6,000, your 20% is not the same as my 20%. So it's not realistic to say, take 20% of your income and put it into savings, when maybe my 20% is making whatever is left so much less that I cannot even do any of my bills or anything, where I end up tapping into my savings and start feeling discouraged, where it feels like I can't save. Okay, so basically a budget is awareness. So at different word for budget is awareness. Think of it like that. I invented that. So basically, to budget is to be aware of your finances, the money that is coming in. So when you get paid on payday, if you get paid once a month, twice a month, 4 times a month, whatever it is, when you get paid, you have to be aware how much came into your account as your income. Then you have to be aware of how much is getting out of your income, so your bills, etc. That is why I track it by writing it down. I tried Excel spreadsheets, I tried apps like budgeting apps, etc. I still wasn't getting my budget right up until I started writing it down. And that is why I created the Budget for Freedom journal, because it worked for me and it's been working for other people as well. So basically, you get paid, you write down your total income, and once you get paid, you then write down all your bills. So now you have an awareness of how much is going to go out of my income and how much am I left with for things that I want to spoil myself with. So things like doing my hair, things like going out for drinks with my friend, things like catching up on a brunch. Things like that are not important. So I'm not going to put it as my main expenses. My main expenses, such as bills, electricity, transportation, petrol, etc., to go to work, those are important. And then what's left, I will then put it into my wants, because you don't want to deprive yourself as well. You don't want to cut out going out with your friends completely. You don't want to cut out your cigarettes or whatever it is that you do that is not important, but it's still part of your lifestyle. You don't want to completely cut it out, but you want to be aware if you are being maybe excessive on it, which means now you are not saving money for your future. You are now just spending money on online shopping or drinking or whatever it is that is not really a necessity, but it's also a luxury which you enjoy monthly. Okay, so once you're aware of your budget, once you're aware of your income, once you're aware of how much is going out, you now have more control over your finances, because what you don't want to do is owe someone. So that is basically being in debt. So if you're not aware, for example, you will get paid, and then the first thing you do, you're like, oh, I wanted that weave or I wanted that handbag, and go buy it. But there's still rent. So you're like, oh my gosh, I need to pay rent. So you pay rent. And then there's still transportation if you take public transport, or there's still petrol for going to work. Now you start feeling like, oh, I don't have money to go to work. Oh, I don't have enough money for food. I don't have enough money to pay school fees for my kids. I don't have enough money for this and that, that you were not aware of those little expenses that come out daily or weekly that actually need you to spend money on. So what do? You borrow money. You borrow money from a friend, you borrow money from your sibling, or you use a credit card or get a loan or whatever it is. But now it means you are in debt. You now owe someone. So now you've created a very hard cycle to get out of. And let me tell you why. Because the next month you're getting paid, the person that you owe, you have to return the money. So now when you get paid, you're no longer getting paid that certain amount of money, because that certain amount of money, as soon as it comes out, a little portion has to go somewhere else, either to your credit card or to your friend that you owe or your sibling that you owe, which means now you are budgeting on a deficit. So what happens again? You borrow again. And then just becomes the cycle, this toxic cycle that is so hard to get out of unless you cut an expense. So you're going to look at your bills and be like, okay, what is it that I don't need here that's going to help me get back into not being in a deficit, get back into my budget so that when I pay this person, I'm still okay. Or you get a side hustle, you get extra income. So you either get a pay rise at work, but if you know that's not possible, you start using your skill set. So whatever skill you have, if you can braid hair, if you can do nails, if you can do lashes, if you can cook good food and, start being in markets and selling food weekly, whatever it is, bake cakes, things like that, to bring in an extra income, because now you're on a red. Basically, being on the red means when your income comes in and your bills go out, you're on minus. That's red. So when your income comes in and your bills and expenses go out, you have to have money left. That's when you're on green, that's when you're golden, that's when you have enough money to even put into savings and grow your sinking funds, and which I'm going to now talk about, which is also the envelope system, is your saving challenges or savings in general. I say challenges just because it's a fun way of saving, and I've seen progress using the challenges. It's nice to track, it's nice to see the progress because I have to color in, but also I calculate at the end to see how much I have saved so far, which is nice to see, and I want to see it grow. So the one challenge that I am going to recommend while I'm in this video, just if you are on a low income, is the 10 Rand envelope method. I feel like this is the method that got me famous, if I should put it out like that, out there, because before, like, my YouTube took off or my TikTok took off, this one, the 10 Rand envelope system, made everyone feel like I can do this too. And then when they started doing it, they were like, I want more. Please create a 20 Rand one or a 50 Rand one, because they started realizing that actually this change that I have, as much as I'm not earning as much as I would like to, but I can still save just starting by 10 Rand. So you can use the cash envelope method. With this, it works better like that, just because it's nice when you see it visually that you have a stack of 10 Rands and you want to keep saving more. Obviously, the envelopes are linked on my bio right here. It's just 11 Rand and you have access to the envelopes forever. You print it out, it's a PDF, and then you start the challenge. But if you are earning well, you're honest with yourself, you've done what I've told you now, so you've listed your expenses and stuff. There is a course coming next week. There is a course coming where I will teach you exactly how to budget step by step. It's 4 modules, but for now, you got a pen and paper, you list your expenses, you write your income, and you see you actually have a good substantial amount of money remaining. Then do the 100 envelope method, where you can save up to 50,000 Rand. Even if you do, because I broke it down into halves, 50 envelopes and the other 50 envelope method, the small and the big one. So the small one starts from 10 Rand up until 500 Rand, and then the big one starts at 510 up until 1,000. I do have a video explaining these two. I will link it somewhere up here. Now, if you save just the small one, you'll save 12,000 Rand, which is what me and my family are going to be doing for our 2023 Christmas vacation or whatever. We enjoy Christmas so much together that we realize we really need to save, all of us together, so that everyone can have the same amount of fun and money to spend. So I highly recommend doing challenges if you're struggling to save, and then see how that goes, even if you pick one challenge out of the 5 challenges that I offer. So I really hope it made sense what I was trying to talk about with the cash envelope method. It's usually for variable expenses, so obviously we don't have the same expenses, but also it helps you become financially free. So basically, financial freedom, what does it mean to you? Financial freedom to me is not like being rich and having 1,000 cars. Okay, that's exaggerating, but having like 4 cars and having this big mansion, that's not financial freedom to me. Financial freedom to me is going to bed without worrying that, how am I going to get to work tomorrow? I don't have money to go to work. How am I going to pay my child's school fees? How am I going to pay this person's loan that I have borrowed? How am I going to pay for my stokvel that I'm part of? It's my month this month. Things like that stress you out. That's when you're trapped. You need to get out of that and be free. And that's why I call it financial freedom, a budget for financial freedom, because you learn how to not live paycheck to paycheck, where by the 20th of the month before payday, you're now scraping and struggling, where you end up borrowing money and then you get paid and then you owe someone. So you get out of that mindset, that lifestyle of paycheck to paycheck. You learn a lot about not relying on debt to go on a vacation with your family, to pay for fees, to do things like that. So financial freedom to me is very important, just because I want to live a life where I'm free, where if I want to go on a vacation with my kids, I don't have to stress and say, oh, where am I going to get money? Oh no, I don't want my kids to think this and that, so let me just go and get a credit card. And then we come back from vacation and I have so much debt to pay off. So that's basically is financial freedom to me. But comment down below, what does financial freedom to you? And also, if you have any ideas or any topics you would like me to touch on in regards to finances or setting goals, let me know on the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.